Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It helps us more than you could imagine.
How sort of they dramatize so much of it, obviously, because that's what they want out of it. But how much of it was genuinely like them poking the bear and them almost like completely twisting things to make it seem like a little bit?
I think they're just very good at knowing how to like work people and know what's gonna like make them react, and they'll create scenarios around it. They can't necessarily be like, you've got to react this way, because it's not real. Though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But they're just bloody good at knowing.
They're great at doing it. And also, when you're in it, you don't want to talk about the weather. You just kind of you know you're in there to create entertainment.
Yeah.
So you just go out of your way to do as much as you can. And so it's a weird. So I remember we used to go into scenes and we'd look at each other and we'd be like, "You're not gonna like this one."
Really?
He was
so
the king.
You knew
he was the
shit
king
was
of
coming
that.
up.
He was the king of that. He was the king of that. He gave me a little look before, and I'm like, "You bastard! I know
What,
you're about to stitch me up."
Shit.
Yeah, like there was.
naughty,
I mean, you famously like really did me in.
Which one was
with the orgy.
You think this was me? Are you still?
It was on TV. I saw it. You were the one. You were the leak. You were the leak.
So let me tell you something. We've told it before. We can say it again. Alex had been going out with this girl called Binky. She was on the show, and the producer had come to me and said, "We know that Alex has done this. Him, Spencer, and these guys have done this. Yeah. We know this has happened. You're going to have to want to reveal it." And I went, "I'm not revealing it. No ways. I'm just not." And they went, "We know it's happened, and we know you know, so it's going to come out either way." So I was like, "Oh God,"
as they always did, and
as
you should as a good mate.
As they always did.
I mean, you were gonna say something anyways, right, Alex?
Yeah. So I was like, "Okay, fine. Twist my arm. Okay, I'll do it."
yeah. He's not got an excuse.
Yeah, but you think it was me that told the producers? I didn't tell anyone.
You did.
No, I didn't. I didn't say anything.
Well, okay. I mean, they did their research. I mean, they finally
did their research. What do you mean?
Yeah, but you shouldn't have like outed me on
Anyway,
TV.
the best thing about it was I've said this before. I said it again. They saying orgy was too much. That was too much for TV.
Really?
They couldn't say orgy, so they were like, "How are we going to get them to say that they had an orgy without saying
hanky-panky?"
Yeah, without saying orgy.
Hanky-panky.
Yeah, but hanky-panky doesn't make it sound good enough.
No,
But you know what I mean. So they were like, "We can't say it was like a foursome. You can't, So how do we say it's an orgy without being an orgy?" And they're like, "Let's just let the scene run." So I was watching the scene from the side, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is intense." And
just so you've just unleashed the news, and then you're watching like eating your popcorn. Like,
talking about the weirdest place on a wank, watching that scene. Come on, here we go. Anyway, the scene plays out. It's getting heated. Binky's going, "You this, you that. Well, tell me. And Alex finally goes, "Fine, it was 2 each." And they went, "We got it. We got it." He did it for them without even knowing. Yeah, he did it for them.
2 each.
Yeah.
2 each.
I got slapped on TV.
That was worth it though.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was a great orgy. No, I'm joking. The slap was so hard. It literally like went.
What? They give you a little brain rattle.
Yeah. And if you pause it and you look in the back of shot, there's an extra that's like. Oh. Yeah, it's so good.
That's amazing.
So good.
That was Chip actually back when he was an extra.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, is that Lucy Watson?
Yeah. But it was amazing, and also to just got to say I think it's an amazing show what they did with it and still do with it. It's unbelievable, and it gave us what we're doing today. It gave us our platform.
Yeah. Sounds like you want to do another season.
Yeah, sounds like I want to come back. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, come back, please. Well, this is the first time I haven't done it in 10 years. I did it for 10 years, and I thought this is the first. This is the first year I haven't done it.
Jamie really suffers if he's not in the limelight. He gets really.
I mean, we did wonder why he'd stoop to this level here and come on the fellas, but here he is, So.
Why did you stop doing it? Was it a case you're just too old now, or?
I think.
None of the girls fancied him.
Yeah. I think I don't know. It sounds, but I've always wanted to go in presenting, right? All that kind of stuff, and so. I've got a show coming out for BBC, which is like this dating dancing show, which is going to be really cool, and like all this kind of stuff. And so you kind of have to make a choice at some point. Do you want to stay doing reality TV, which is amazing, and I value what they do, but it's time for something new. And also, it's tough on the soul. Like you're fighting and arguing with your mates all the time.
What soul?
That would do my head.
What's soul, Jay?
Yeah, what's soul?
He sold that soul a long time ago.
But you are. So imagine like. you're there to, you constantly have to be funny. You constantly have to be this. You constantly have to do that. We filmed 150 odd days a year. So 150 odd days a year, you are
Oh my God.
constantly whack, bah, ha, joking, all the
But
time.
it's
And so-
also the fear of like being caught out all the time, like especially if you're doing bad things, because the producers literally have a team of researchers like trying to find out. You walk into the scene and I'm literally like looking over my shoulder like, oh shit, who are they going to bring in?
Like,
have they found someone?
because this is what I was gonna say. Like, back then as well, you guys, or you just going to clubs, things like that. You guys must have had loads of girls like just chatting to you like at the fucking prime time. Yeah, out in all these Mayfair clubs. But then there would have been loads of stories coming off the back of that. But ultimately, like,
It was actually more like going to like sort of Bognor Regis in Aberdeen. That's where
really was it?
We used to do- we used to
Leaving
do
London?
PAs. We used to do PAs.
we used to tour the UK, going to like the most random parts of the UK, and it was a real experience, but like amazing. Sometimes not that amazing.
A PA in Aberdeen would have been some experience.
Aberdeen was always really good. Actually, loved Aberdeen.
Yeah.
I've been to every single. I have been to every single service station. We had this one story. I went to the service station once, and it was like midnight, and it was on the way to like Bournemouth or whatever it was. And I go in there, and we went and played on like the Lucky Lady machines, the slot machines in the service station, and it's all shut. It's pretty much shut apart from W. Smith is open. Anyway, go in there. Me and my friend, we start playing the money, we lose, we walk out. Anyway, I go, oh, my phone, I forgot my phone. So I go back in, and there's like these 3 Eastern European guys in there. And I went, hello.
What, was that you trying to be Eastern European? Hello.
No.
Can I get my phone, please?
No, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I went, hello.
It's like Mrs. Doubtfire.
And I said, excuse me, have you seen a phone? And they went, well, this one, and picked up their phone. And this phone, it was mine. I said, yeah, can I have it back? And they said, well, how much are you going to pay me for it back? In the service station. And I was like, what? They're like, how much are you going to pay me for this phone back? So I went, nothing. Can I just have it back? And they went, no. And then they had this like little Rottweiler who was like, not the real dog, but like this guy who was like a Rottweiler. Who was like, he was going, he was going like, you go, come on, like trying to fight me. And I was like, oh man. So I walked to the guy in W. Smith, said, excuse me, buddy, these 3 guys have just stolen my phone. He went, nothing I can do about it, and shut the gate on me. And I went, huh? So we then I had to go and withdraw 250 quid and buy back my phone.
Quid.
And we did this weird exchange where you had the phone. We went this on 3, on 3, in the middle of the service. Went, oh God! And then I ran out. It's bizarre.
It's like,
That
like a
is
hostage.
so
Where
situation.
was that? Where was that?
I don't know. It was on the way to. I think it was on the way to Bournemouth. One of the service
Somewhere
stations.
there.
That is really. Why don't you just like? Call
Oh, dude, we
police
have
and, like,
so.
You
You
couldn't
can't.
call
I
the police,
didn't
no,
have
it's
a phone. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Oh
It's
shit,
midnight.
you were on your own.
And we had to get to a PA. We have so many stories, like crazy
I can imagine.
stories.
Some of which that Jay can't talk about because they're still sort of in court. So
we do.
I
have
can
some crazy-
imagine, but honestly, at like that age, it must have just been like,
Wild.
just wild because like you're just going everywhere.
No social
you're
media as well,
loving
right?
it.
So
It was
there's-
different. Like you didn't have a girl TikToking you while you're.
Twitter
That is a
had
good
just
point.
started to become big, and that's actually where things started to unravel a little bit, because you would leave a club the next day and then some girl would be like, oh, Jamie shagged my mate last night.
Yeah.
And then if you had a girl at the time that you were seeing, they would be able to search it.
Oh,
that's
a
stitched up
howler.
a few people on the show. actually.
I got this. I just had the show and I got this brand deal through, and it was like for a lot of money. And I had never got a brand deal. And I was like, oh my God, it was for a pizza company. And my agent said, look, it's called the Edge Pizza. It's going to be really daring and fun. Get some sleep tonight. You're going to love it. But I can't tell you what it is. And I went, okay. So I went out massive that night.
Did the opposite.
I didn't get any sleep. I arrived at the O2 car park, and it was a bungee jump. And I was like, oh my God, from 120 foot.
I've
And
done this bungee jump.
Oh my God. And I had to do it. I did it 8 times. And after the 8th, with like GoPros and eating pizza, all these things, after the 8th time, the guy who owned it said, yeah, I've never seen anyone do it more than 6. And I was like, oh my God. So anyway, did the brand, it was amazing. Went up to Leeds to do this PA, came down on the train back from Leeds. I was having an argument with my girlfriend at the time. This was years ago. And I was getting
I wonder what about.
yeah. And I was speaking. I got arrested on the train. I got arrested at Peterborough Station, slammed against the wall, taken to the station because I was making a too loud on a quiet carriage.
What,
The most uncool way to be arrested.
What?
Someone took a photo of me and sold it to the Sun, and I lost the whole brand deal because it overshadowed it. So I went bungee jumping on a hangover 8 times in the O2 car park.
For fuck all.
For fuck all.
Oh, that is
Wow.
such a howler.
Yeah.